Hey, it's on the
Okay.
record. How you feel?
I feel great.
Yeah,
I am feeling amazing. How about you?
I'm feeling good. I'm glad that we were able to, talk and say, hey, let's get on the Zoom so we can talk because there's so many wonderful things I feel like you have in store. Not only do you have your song coming out, but the music video is too good to just keep sitting. So we got to get that out. So, uh.
Yeah.
This is like the first of what you could possibly have multiple interviews. I think that's the thing that you should really think about doing multiple.
Listen, from your lips to God's ears, I am definitely open.
I like that from your lips to God ears. We're gonna have to use that one here. Excellent. So, like I always say, if you can tell me your name, your stage name, and if you can describe your artistry, please.
Yes. Well, my stage name is Cameron Casey, which actually kind of goes as my real name. Well, it's not my first name, but it's my middle and last name. And my music is R&B. I want to bring back the nostalgia of 90s. So it's definitely going to be 90s R&B for sure. But I do kind of want to put in other things too.
What
But
do you mean?
mostly the basis is going to be R&B.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Can you tell me
No, it's okay.
about what you mean by nostalgic? Because R&B goes back, some decades. So how far back are we
That's
talking?
that's fair. That's why I have put it specifically on the 90s because that's the time that I grew up. I was, born in the late 80s, but so I grew up in the 90s. So, I was like, I want to bring that nostalgia back. Like even though I'm not a boy band, but like, like the NSYNCs and then like the Backstreet Boys. Um, who else was popular in the 90s? But those were more pop. So let me think of more R&B. Kind of like like the Gerald Leverts, since I am a solo artist, like kind of like that. The Tyrese back in the day in the 90s, kind of bring that sound back.
I love me some Sweet Lady. That is my
Okay,
song right
listen,
there.
listen. Forever would be, I Miss You by Aaron Hall. Like stuff like that. I want to kind of bring those type of records back.
Okay. All right. So what do you listen to now?
What I said,
Yeah, yeah. Like, are
I
there any
still listen to
contemporary
90s.
artists that you feel like kind of touch a little bit of that R&B from the 90s? You feel like they touch a little bit of it?
I do. I feel like that my wait, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, do you think there are any of those artists that are out right now that touch a little bit on their style that you kind of enjoy from the 90s?
There are a few. I love Giveon. I think he's
Oh,
amazing. He definitely have an old soul. I love him. Even though this is not a male, Coco Jones, love her. Love, 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 love her. She's one of my favorites.
absolutely. So what inspired your musical journey?
I've always wanted to do music. I would have to say I started in church. I think every singer starts in church, right? But actually, Whitney Houston, she's my biggest music inspiration. I've been saying that since the beginning of time. Um, when I heard her, I'm like, okay, you can do this professionally, and this is what I want to do. So she's like who actually started it and make me wanted to do it professionally.
Okay. Have you ever done any professional gigs, like maybe sing background or sing at some of the local bars or clubs?
Now I've sung at local bars, but professionally, no, I never was a background singer for anybody. I dreamed of it. In my mind, I was. You know how when you put on a record and you harmonize with them. So
Yes.
I've done many of duets with artists. They just don't know about it, but I've done many of duets.
Oh, tell me about some of these duets. Who?
Oh my God. Whitney Houston, of course, is at the top of that list. Mariah, Deborah Cox. I don't know if people know who that is, but Deborah Cox, Lisa Fisher, oh, Joe,
Okay.
Chris Brown, Usher. The list goes on and on. Jennifer
Yes.
Hudson, who I love. Yeah.
I'm a huge Chris Brown fan. When I sing, I love to sing along with Gavin DeGraw. I know that's a different field there, singer-songwriter, but I absolutely love his voice. Oh my gosh. So, when you start thinking about all of those singers, what is one of the things that they have in common that you kind of feel, that you see yourself in?
Mm, that's a good question. I would say one thing that they have in common is that they love what they do. because if they didn't love what they do, they wouldn't be able to put out consistently good work. And yeah, I think that's basically what they have in common, and they feel what they do. I think that makes a difference too. So yeah, I would say yeah.
Okay, nice. I'm looking at your shirt right now. Tell
Yes,
us.
I wore this
So
on
it's
purpose.
yeah. What
This is
is
my
this?
single. That is my single. That's the artwork for my single,
What's
which
the
is
name of the
Heartbeat
single?
Boulevard by me, Cameron Casey. So yeah, that's the cover art. So y'all go support it, go download it, stream it, download it.
How did your single come together? Did you have someone produce it? Did you write it? Tell me about it.
I wrote it, and I did not have nobody produce it. It is a cappella record, and that was done on purpose, even though people was not excited about it being a cappella record. Not putting no names out there, but but that was done on purpose because I felt like the '90s was very big on a cappella, and I see that is getting resurfaced. A lot of people are doing a lot of a cappella things. They might not be releasing it as singles. Now that's where I'm different at. But I do notice that a lot of people are putting out like a cappella versions of songs. So I'm like, why not just come out and just do that originally? And maybe I can add music later.
Absolutely. I'm trying to think of the name that Brandy. Every singer-songwriter like knows that Brandy song that's like I think it's Camouflage, but I could totally be wrong. But it's
I
on
think
that
that's it.
album. Yeah, and it's
That
like
she does the
boom,
acapella.
God,
Yeah.
I'm doing it, dun 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 dun. To
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows the song. You can go on YouTube right now and find so many
Exactly.
different covers. Like that is such the standard. Did that have any influence on the single?
Honestly, no. Like I do know that record,
You
but
know
no,
the
it literally
record.
was just like well, if I'm gonna be really transparent, my money's not the best. So I was like, I'm gonna say not now because we're working towards getting it there. But I really didn't have enough money to go into the studio or to get a producer. So I was like, you know what? I do have a voice. So let's make that let's do what we can do with what we can. Because I got tired of using like, oh, I don't have money for this as an excuse not to put out a project. So I'm like, you know what? But God has blessed me with a voice, so we're gonna use that.
I love that. I love the fact that you're saying this is my situation, these are my resources. I'm going to use what I know to get what I want.
Absolutely.
So when you decided that, you know what, let's go back just for a second.
Yeah.
You said there was these things that was in your way before you had your song. There was the mentality I didn't have any money. Did you really say, how long were you like in this state of just inactivity?
Oh my God. And firsthand, but I know you're being nice for me to tell the people. Um, it's been years. I'm not gonna lie. Like I moved here with the intention of, okay, once I move here, we're gonna hit the ground running. Then once I moved here, I ran into some things like, housing was an issue. Then I had to finally, I'm not in that situation no more. Praise God. But that was an issue. Then it's like I found myself dealing with a lot. And I was like, okay, you kind of need to have money to make certain things happen. And then I was like, okay, so to answer your question, oh, I'm gonna be nice to myself and say since 2018, even though it's been longer.
Okay. Let's go back. This is your time. I want to hear more of your story. Tell me, what do you mean by you had
Okay.
a housing issue? And you say your situation wasn't the best, and you say you was dealing with these things. Please elaborate. Tell me what are these things and what was your housing situation?
Okay. Well, when I decided to move here, which was in 2000, well, I decided to move here twice. One time was in 2014. That didn't work out, and it was due to me because I saved up $10,000 when I first moved in 2014. I was like, okay, I feel like I was rich in my mind. $10,000 was $10 million in my mind. So,
Hey,
I did take my time trying to find a job. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do the first time I moved here, which in my mid 20s. I was like 25, 26. And then it didn't work out. So I had to move back home. And so when I geared up this time, which is 2018, I was 30 at the time. Yeah, I don't mind telling my age. I'm 37 now. I'll be 38 this year.
nice.
Um,
And
so
where were
when I
you
moved,
coming from? Where is home?
I'm sorry. Home is St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
So yeah, so I had came from there, and I was like, and I always had a dream to come here ever since I seen Platinum hit, which was a show that came on back in the day for songwriters. Well, they were songwriters and singers. So that really inspired me. That kind of go back to the other question you asked. So that kind of helped inspire me. And then of course American Idol and things like that. But to go back to answer the question, when I moved here the second time, I had actually applied for this apartment that wasn't ready yet. So when I decided to move here, it still wasn't ready. So I was homeless. So I drove my car here. I was homeless for, I want to say, the first 3 to 4 months. I was looking for housing. And then finally I found housing. But then I had roommates. And yeah, pretty much
What
everybody was cool except one person.
what do you mean by homeless? Like were you
Oh, I was
saying
in a
like
car. I was
you was
sleeping in my car.
living in your car?
Yes.
So you came from St. Louis
Hmm.
to Los Angeles and you were
Hmm.
literally just sleeping in your car the whole time, at least for
Absolutely.
3 months.
Yep.
What made it worth it? Why couldn't you just stay where you were?
I felt that I was getting older and I felt like now it's time. I feel like if I would have stayed and waited until I got money, build up my money to where I would want it to be, I would never be here and it would never happen.
Okay.
And I still feel that way. Like, yeah, I went through a lot of struggle to get here now, but it's like, but I'm like, I might be struggling, but I'm in the city where things can happen. So it's like, I knew that I was working towards something. I'm like, it might take a minute to get there, but I am working towards something. And I always felt like, what is the saying? Like the greater the risk, the greater the reward. So I mean, what's greater than packing up your stuff and leaving a place that you're comfortable and know than to go somewhere where you know nobody have no connections and building things. So I feel like it was worth it.
What is it that you want? What is your goal?
My goal, I want to be a Grammy Award winning singer. That is my goal. I want to get an EGOT. I didn't dream of that always, but as of recently, I'm like, I want an EGOT, but I want it to be all musical though. And my goal is to be a household name. That is
So
my goal. And to be one of the greatest performers alive.
okay, okay. So to be honest, it's possible to get a Grammy. I don't think that's like out of the cards. Matter of fact, I think it may be even easier than you may think to obtain a Grammy, just simply because
Really?
of the ways in which you can go about doing it, especially when you're present and you're active. My
Yeah.
question for you is, outside of like getting this tangible thing, like what is it that you want to achieve? Like what is success outside of others who may recognize you, such as a Grammy or a title that you're given?
Me fully believing in myself. I think that's always been an issue for me because I always focus on what people thought. That's what took me so long to come out with the single that I have out now. I was just like, okay, what if people don't like it? I took so long to come out with something. I've been talking about music since forever. So I would say that would have to be it. It's just like being happy with my current state. So yeah. I don't know if that really answered the question or not.
What brings you
Or how you
happiness?
wanted to.
It's okay. What brings you happiness?
What brings me happiness? Ooh, I love singing. I love traveling. Just having peace of mind. Like that's truly important to me. Um, yeah, I would say those are the things that bring me. Oh, and family, of course. Well, the ones that I choose to deal with.
Do you have family here?
I do not. Well, as friend, I have friends here that I consider family, but like actual family, no.
Yeah. I know that that's a thing. Like when you move to Los Angeles, the one thing that you have back home is like a
Mhm.
little bit of support. Like you have family that you can call on, even if it's for minor things, you don't really have
Mhm.
that ability when you come back to the city. Do you miss that?
I miss my mom at times. Um, as you know, she's my best friend. The person that I would say like from home. Oh, and my cousin. I love my cousin. Shout out to my cousin Alana. I love her. But that's it.
Okay.
Just those two. I miss those, and of course, I miss like certain things about home that I would like to go back and visit. But do I miss it to the point to where I want to go back? No.
Okay. Excellent. So what do you do out here now when you're not singing, when you're not performing?
Oh, and I'm not singing and I'm not performing. I work at this job called, Spectrum. I hate it. But because I moved out here to be a singer, so yeah. But that's what pays the bills. So I know I sound so excited about it. I know.
What is like your title or your role at
I
Spectrum?
work in a warehouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So when you are a creative, when you are a performer,
Yeah.
you're constantly putting yourself out, right? I talked to you about like how I have these thousand different medium forms. What are
You
the
do.
ways that you're exposing your talent to the world?
You know what's so funny? Because I'm not gonna get on here and lie. As you know me, I'm gonna be honest. You have been getting on me. You was like, yes, you need to post more. And I'm like, I'm not a poster. I don't do that. So so I would say as of recently, I have been doing it because I'm like, okay, I'm like, well, yeah, how can I expect people to, get into something that they don't know about? Because I just like make one post and I'm like, okay, child, that should be good enough. They'll find it. But so it's like I have to get out of that mindset. So I'm learning how to post more. Which is
Okay,
matter of fact, once we get off here, I'm gonna make another post. So I'm just
excellent.
now doing that to answer your question. I'm doing that more now.
Yes, like posting, doing pictures, like getting yourself in front of talent agents. Like there's a whole thing that would be really, really great. I think you'll do really well. You already know I'm a fan. We've talked a billion times. I think that you should just really,
Yeah.
really allow yourself to be discoverable. Like a lot of people just never be able to get like a hold of you if they just don't see you, if they just don't go out there. So
Yeah.
like, I think you'll do great. Just even, I had a buddy who would play drums, sitting out here literally play drums by the out there by Santa Monica. He was he was great. Again, it was he was comfortable with it. I've seen people, even like people on television shows and whatnot, who will go out there, get their little speaker and sing into the mic, you know? They may get
Yeah.
some funding, some money or whatever, but more importantly, they're going out there because they're performing, they're getting their chops up for performing
Yeah.
live because it is nerve-wracking performing for people
Tell
um
tell me.
getting on stage. I mean, so that's what I see when I see people out there singing, and I usually always give them like a little bit of money, even though I don't have a lot. I'm a creative, so I don't have a lot, but I get what they're
Well, not yet.
doing.
Because it's coming. You don't
Oh
have a
no,
lot
you
yet,
go.
but it's coming.
Oh, I don't have a lot yet. Absolutely, I'm with it. But yeah,
Mm.
so I was like, hey, I get it. So I think just like if nothing else, put your Cash App or whatever that is out there, your little bucket. But more importantly, I think it's just about getting your chops up, just really getting that
Yeah.
shake off of performing. Like, hey, I cannot wait to get out there every Tuesday afternoon and perform on street. Like, I cannot wait. I'm going out there to sing. It's kind of like same thing for people who do on YouTube. Like every week they're posting like a video or whatever. So like for me, future icons, I do this every single week for over a year now. I want you to like a year. That means I have
Yeah.
50, over 50 people I have had who are sitting in your shoes who I'm doing the same thing.
And I
Again,
finally made it on the list. Hey, come on
you
now.
yes, and to be fair, you should have been on here.
Well, I appreciate that, but I'm gonna say no, I wasn't because I wasn't ready to be on here. Like I'm just now
Mm.
getting confident to the point to where I feel like okay, it is time for it. So everything has its timing. So I'm just happy to be here now.
Everything has its timing. And what would you tell to people who are like in your position who may feel like they're not ready, who feel as if they don't have the funds, who feel as if they're not
Mhm.
sure, uncertain? What advice would you give to them now that you're moving?
The best advice that I can give you is let everything work out the way that it's supposed to. We are so quick to be like, oh, like we focus more on what we don't have versus what we do have. And I think that was a big thing for me. Like I had said, like this single would have never came out if I still was operating like, okay, I don't have money. I don't have a producer. I don't have a studio I can go to. But I'm like, okay, I do have a phone that has Wi-Fi. So I was like, okay, let me see. So like my single was done on BandLab, which is an app that's on your phone that you can record your own stuff. And it's like you can make different effects on your voice and do different things that you would do in the studio, but just over your phone. And I just use that. I'm like, okay, this is what I have. This is the hand that I'm dealt. I'm like, okay, how can I get my music out there? Found different distributors that I can do through my phone. And yeah, I just made it happen. So just find out the resources that you do have. I would say that's the major thing to do. And don't be afraid to do more if you have to do more. I never thought I was going to be mixing and mastering my single or, recording it myself, but I figured out how to do it. I'm still not perfect at it, but I'm like, okay, but these vocals are eating though. So, I just had to find ways to do stuff myself. And then once the money do start rolling in, then I can afford to do other things. But just use what you have. That would be my advice. Use what you have and find out what it is that you can do, and then learn how to work it.
I like that.
Yeah, not everything's going to be perfect the 1st time around, but people see that you're working towards what you want to do. So that's what's more important.